Alright, we're in round 1, playing first. Yes, we're going to keep... Sand needs help, but we have probably one of our strongest cards, and we have a couple removal spells, so... Seems fine to me. I guess we'll just F2 here, in case they have something I want to kill with a Skullduggery. Well, Prying Blade is not exactly a creature. Alright. I guess we don't need to play 2 black just yet, because... Walk the Plank is a sorcery anyway. So we're playing the mirror match? Big surprise. Yeah. Alright, I guess we can vanquish that if I have to. Like, if they actually pay the mana to equip, I'm fine doing that. We could have a Vampire's Zeal, I guess, but that's okay too. Alright. So we'll go for it. See if they have the Zeal. They do not. Alright, good news for us. So make the good use of mana here. Play the Seeker. Okay. Well, we can deal with that guy. I actually might just play 2 Legions here, actually. Because with our Seeker, it's going to easily win this race. They might have a contract killing, but then we can follow up with Walk the Plank, I think. So we can go like this and play another one. Leave up the Skullduggery. Which will actually kill an Aerosar, depending on how they tap their mana, of course. But making this a 2/2 and our guy a 2/4 actually does in fact kill an Imperial Aerosar. Well, I've got good news. We've got an answer for that. I guess if they have the indestructible card, we're kind of in trouble. Let's hope they don't. Alright, Ceratops. So we're going to attack first before I walk the plank here. Not that one. This one. Alright, good. I would have felt much better about playing the Argwell's Bloodfast if we'd gotten a Mark of the Vampire or two. Alright, no big deal there. Okay. So I think we actually don't use the Skullduggery yet, because I think they're going to be pretty highly motivated to equip the one they do have, so then we can Skullduggery it. Or just use it for emergencies. Alright. Good chance they re-equip here. Unless they have something better to do. Alright, they didn't. Interesting. So yes, we're killing the lifelinker instead of the 2-1 with ability. Alright. Queen's Agent is a good draw. Let's play it. This is, I guess, the nice thing about having a lot of top end, is if we're not getting beaten early. Do I want a Conquistador? Does it speed up our clock? I won't be able to attack into either of these. So I think we probably put it in the graveyard, because we'd rather play like a Goring Ceratops if we draw a land, or whatever. If we don't, probably have a lot of better cards than the Conquistador on this turn. Queen's Agent there is pretty nice, though, because lifelink is going to be big. And Ceratops with Queen's Agent is a lot of life. Alright, Deathless Ancient. So that does put a stop to our flyers currently. No attacks. Okay. So I've got some options here. They have one card left in hand. I can attack with my Queen's Agent, see how they block. Because if they want to 2-for-1 themselves, then they won't be able to deal with the... I guess they will be able to deal with the Ceratops. This is interesting. I can hold off a turn, because if I attack with that next turn, this is going to have double strike. Which seems better. These still can't kill this, but I don't think they can afford to... Well, we'll see. I think we're just going to play the Ceratops and pass. I want to get the full... effect here. I want to get all of the... I mean, this might be dangerous if they have like a combat trick, but I think if I had just attack here, it gives them good options. They can 2-for-1 themselves, or they can just trade off here. Whereas if I attack with everything and it has all double strike, I don't think their blocks are nearly as good. Like, they can kill a Skyblade, but then they're taking 2 and they have to deal with 8 lifelinking and whatever this thing does, so it seems more logical to me to wait. It forces them to do something. It is kind of the downside of the Goring Ceratops, you have a turn to deal with this thing, but we'll see what happens. Alright, Anointed Deacon, no problem there. It's only on the combat on your turn, so I don't think they can attack. And like I said, I don't think their blocks are super good here either. No cards left in their hand. So I think I still do smash with the Skyblades of the Legion too. Because if they use this to block that, they are just really not looking great on these two. They're not looking great on these two either. Anyway, so we're attacking with everything. Alright. So they're going to Deacon up here. Alright. So we get to bash with everything, and like I said, I don't think their blocks are very good. It's all this double strike. Them being able to eat one Skyblade is irrelevant, so let's get all of our double strike on. And like I said, I don't think they have very good blocks. We're gaining 8 life too. Like, they're in pretty serious trouble here. Oh, I guess we don't gain a life there, but they have no cards left in hand. We have lethal in the air. I don't know. I think we're looking pretty good. Alright. So we're playing the mirror match, sort of. I think we have a more cohesive vampire theme, but if we were in the same pod, we were definitely stealing cards from each other. Demystify, we may need... Mark of the Vampire is not an easily dealt with card, especially for our deck. We have basically Walk the Plank, which we're lucky we had. So we probably need the Demystify, just because I think we just lose to Mark. I guess, actually, maybe Legion's Judgment is smarter. Yeah, actually, you know what? That makes more sense to me. Because anything they put Mark on, presumably, is going to be 4 power or more. And this also gets to deal with, like, Deathless Ancient and stuff like that. So that actually makes more sense to me. And certainly more sense than I think like a Duress too. So we can cut like a Blight Keeper for it, probably. It's pretty easy to cut a creature, I think, because we have so many. So we'll cut a Blight Keeper. Could cut the Conquistador, even though it's a vampire. Probably Bash is a little bit better, but Blight Keeper has flying. I think we're actually going to swap these out. Conquistador is basically good on turn 1, whereas Blight Keeper could be good later. Much better later, too. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so is this one a keep? We have no black mana, 7-drop, 4/5, 7-drop. This might be a mulligan. I feel like we're not really doing that much, even if we do draw black mana. I'm gonna mulligan. It might have been. This one I'm kind of actually tempted to keep because we have our most powerful card. All right, this one's pretty risky, but I'm gonna risk it. And we are actually leaving the white mana on top, even though we need black mana. I guess my hope is that we just rip black mana. The thing is, Sanctum Seeker is like our strongest card. So having it is good, but obviously not having black mana is bad. It's tough for me to decide if this is better or worse. It's in R7. They were both pretty awful. But going to 5 is also awful. So when your 3 choices are awful, there's not much you can do. Like, I guess I'm trying to say, I don't know what the worst of those options was. Alright, so we don't attack here because we're not trading 1 for 2 damage. Especially since we have a pretty awesome late game. So, what are we going to get rid of here? It's our weakest card. I mean, we're far away from Sanctum Seeker, but it's got to be good. Maybe the Glorifier, but the Queen's Agent. I'm actually going to drop the Queen's Agent. It's our most expensive card, and even though it's a very powerful card, it seems difficult to get to. It's unfortunate to see Raider's Wake be so good here. I guess next we're dropping Deacon. Or maybe we drop the Sanctum Seeker, just accept it's not going to happen. Because now that we're 2 black mana away, they're just like a creature away from... I mean, I guess if we rip back-to-back swamps, it's possible. The thing is, I want it so bad, too. But, let's see, they make us... Let's say that we... I think we have to discard Sanctum Seeker. We don't have to, but we're going to lose it anyway. Alright. That's a bummer. So do we want to double block the Deadeye Tormentor? Yeah, I guess we do. Well, then they just play another creature. Alright, I think we're just attacking. I've kind of lost confidence that we can get there this game, but like I said, we had a rotten 7, a rotten 6, and mulling to 5 would have been rotten, so our 3 choices were all rotten. Nothing to be done. Here I'm probably getting rid of Vanquisher of the Week. My reasoning is if I draw a Plains, I want to play Glorifier, and if I draw a Swamp, I want to play Deacon, or do I want to play Glorifier too? I actually don't know. It's a tough choice. So yeah, we're just getting smashed here. At least they don't have a play, I guess, but yeah, alright, so now we play, I guess we attack first. But yeah, if they walk the plank us, we're pretty toasty. Yep, it's a bummer, but I can't do anything. I'm basically losing against Raider's Wake with a bad hand, so not much to be done. Bad hand, losing against a bad card. And the thing is, it'd be so easy to not lose here too. That's the thing. Because they haven't done anything this whole game other than play a Deadeye Tormentor and a Raider's Wake. I guess they killed some things, but you know what I'm saying. Like, this should be not going down the way it is. Yeah, alright, so now we have to draw Legion's Judgment, or we're just going to rapidly lose here. So probably have to chump block, which I guess means we probably chump with one of our Sky Blades. Because I still want to gain life from Vampire. That might make sense. I actually don't know if that's the right answer, but that's what we're going to do. Because we do have Walk the Plank, which we can't play anyway. So I guess it's Legion's Judgment or bust here. I guess I could have taken another 4 damage, but that didn't seem great either. Okay. So I can't afford to pay life, so I think we're just gonna... Then they get to play Deathless Ancient. So I guess we pay the 3 life for this. And then let them have the other 2. So we know they have a Vampire Zeal, which means we will die to it if we don't leave a chumper back, but we're planning to do that anyway, so. Alright, so we'll get in with the Skyblade. Play a Skyblade. Leave back dude for chumping. And pass. So I guess we'll still hope to try and lifelink some life here if we can. Alright. Looks like that's not going to happen now. Yeah, walk the plank. Yeah, that's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. How many double black cards do we have? Do we at least have a few? Okay. I feel better. At least we have a few. We didn't draw like the only double black card in our deck. But wowzers. What a way to lose. What a way to lose. And then we block here and they're going to be able to Zeal. But I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's a bummer. This game was a bummer. Alright, so we'll go to game 3 here. Hopefully just get a keepable hand. I don't think that's demanding too much. So let's see if we can do that. Anything else I want to do? No, I think we're good. I think we have the Walk the Plank for the things that get marked. I think we have the Vanquish the Weak in response to a mark. I think we've got the Legion's Judgment for mark. 3 answers, main deck for Mark of the Vampire seems pretty good to me. And we don't need this. I don't think we need this, although it does hit some removal. And everything else is fine, so let's run it back. Could do the Costly Plunder. I actually wouldn't be opposed to that. I could see doing that over a Blightkeeper maybe. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna alter that. Because in response to your contract, killing Costly Plunder could be good. So I'm gonna alter it. Once again, I could bring in Demystify now that we've seen 2 enchantments, but I guess I'm hoping that Raider's Wake isn't very good. I guess it's decent against us because we kind of have a high curve. But all in all, it's like, it just doesn't seem worth it to bring the Demystify. I'd rather have versatile spells. Like Costly Plunder you can still play regardless of whether it's in response to a removal or not. We can just do it on a little token if we need cards. It's like Chump Block, Costly Plunder, draw. So that seems more useful to me than Blightkeeper will be. We'll find out. Okay, we'll play first. So, yeah, I guess we have to keep this. Okay. So. I think we vanquish it. I don't want to deal with Vampire Zeal or whatever, so we're just going to take that thing out. Okay. Patience. Okay. May be able to get some really good value here if we're lucky. Because I think they will attack here. Yeah, that's great. So now we get to block, buff our dude, and kill the other dude. And just 1 mana deal with both their guys, which I think is pretty excellent. So we buff our guy, kill their other guy for 1 mana. And this is why Skullduggery is a pretty excellent card. And then we can walk the plank their Aerosar. I gotta admit, I'm pretty tempted to wait for them to play Mark the Vampire, because that's where Walk the Plank I think is really going to shine. But we can go Deacon here and bash with Skyblade. Then maybe they just really, I mean, it's going to be a perfect time for them to commit, I think, to, yes, commit to the Mark the Vampire. I mean, if they have it, this is where they do it, because they would just be able to seal. So if they don't block, it's like a, well, they did block. I'm pretty surprised, but that's all right. We still have some gasoline in our hand, too, which is nice. So that, to me, is telling they don't have Mark of the Vampire. Alright, we're going to actually go Queen's Agent here. I could have gotten in for 5, but to me it's better to do the Agent. See what we get. Ooh. Alright, well that's actually something I'm going to keep. The reason I'm keeping that is that it deals with at least Deathless Agent. And we have Walk the Plank for Skittering Heartstopper too. So I think overall that's pretty good. Legion's Judgment, going to deal with Mark the Vampire. It's going to deal with whatever. I guess they can play around it somehow. Not sure how. No plays. Alright. Well, that's good news. Let's Walk the Plank here. Costly Plunder? Okay. Looks like 2 of us had the same plan, huh? So, we're going to get in there for a lot. Gain a lot of life. And they could have drawn like Contract Killing or Vanquish the Weak. But at least Vanquish the Weak does not deal with Queen's Agent. Like, they have to remove our dude here, so yeah. They got us. Ooh, it's pretty spicy. I wish it was better, but it'll do. It'll do, pig. Alright, so we get him for 5. And yeah, we're going to play the bishop. We want another body out there. Yes. And I guess we make them lose too, right? So that's pretty good. So they can't just remove something. They're going to have to do more than that. So they probably have to play like Vanquish on this, plus like a body that doesn't get eaten by Legion's Judgment, I'm guessing. And if Deathless Agents are best, then this Legion's Judgment's going to be pretty awesome. Looks like they may have remembered that we have Legion's Judgment. So that to me kind of tells me they have the 4/4. Pretty tempted to sandbag lands now in case they play a creature and somehow get a use off Raider's Wake. We need 7 mana for our Ceratops, but I think this Legion's Judgment's pretty important. Alright, so the Arisar is a thing. So the problem is they have 3 mana up, which means Vanquish could get us pretty good. Oh, maybe they don't. And a Queen's Bay Soldier. Okay. So I guess we offer up the bishop to the Shining Arisar. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright. Seems good. So bishop will get in, we'll drop the Deathless Agent like it's hot. Ancient, rather. If I attack with the Deacon too, I think they can chump there and eat our guy, so that's no good. So it definitely makes more sense to just ship one. They're going to chump? I would be surprised. If they do, it kind of tells me they have Mark of the Vampire, but once again, us having Judgment kind of makes that irrelevant. Alright, it does look like they're chumping, huh? Oh, maybe they have the Zealot. No, they didn't. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's make them do some Mark of the Vampire. And then deal with their guy. Which is also fine with me. Yes. Alright, good news. Unless they have the Raider's Wake. But I guess that costs 4, doesn't it? No attacks. What the? Well. Alright, so I guess they just forgot about Legion's Judgment, but alright. Got there. Sweet. We'll see you in round 2.